Hi friends, imagine living your whole life on a stage. The lights are always on, there is always an audience, and you are constantly performing. You choose your words carefully, you manage your reactions, you smile when they clap. And when they go silent, something inside you tightens. You check again. Did they notice? Did I do enough? Now imagine, one day the audience disappears. No applause, no comments, no recognition. The stage is empty. The lights are off. It is just you. Who are you when no one is watching? Who are you when there is nothing to prove? Many of us are not really living, we are performing. At work, at home, in friendships, online, etc., etc. We have confused approval with identity. And when your life feels like a stage, the audience controls your emotions. That is not freedom. Today, we are stepping off the stage. Because the truth is simple. You were not created to perform for applause. You were created to live from identity. And once you understand that, you realize something powerful. You have nothing to prove. But many of us are trapped in something dangerous, the validation trap. Let us bring this close to home. We scroll through social media and compare our ordinary life with someone else's highlight reel. We overwork not because we love excellence, but because we don't want to feel invisible. We say yes when we want to say no because being disliked feels dangerous. We feel uncomfortable when someone else gets the spotlight. Inside, there is a quiet pressure. Prove yourself. Stay relevant. Don't fall behind. Slowly, life becomes less about purpose and more about perception. And that is exhausting. Let us understand what is happening inside our brain. Every time someone likes your post, every time someone praises you, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical reward hormone. Dopamine is a feel-good chemical. It gives you a small emotional reward. The problem? Your brain starts craving it. Just like sugar, just like caffeine, just like any addiction. Approval becomes emotional fuel. And here is the deeper issue. If your identity depends on applause, then your worth goes up and down with people's opinions. That is called extrinsic validation, worth that comes from outside. But there is something stronger, intrinsic validation, worth what comes from inside. When you live from extrinsic validation, you ask, do they approve of me? When you live from intrinsic validation, you ask, am I living in alignment with who am I? That is a huge difference. If your identity rises and falls with opinions, your peace will never stay steady. You will feel powerful one day and weak the next day. not because you are weak, but because your foundation is unstable. And here is the truth. Exhaustion doesn't always come from hard work. It often comes from trying to earn a worth that is already yours. If this pattern continues, the cost is heavy. You become anxious about feedback. Rest feels uncomfortable. Authenticity starts to fade. You begin adjusting yourself to fit expectations. And relationships become shallow. Because people see your performance, not your real self. When approval controls you, peace disappears. That is not the life you were meant to live. Let us go to a powerful moment in the Bible. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 4, verses 1 to 11, Jesus is tempted in the desert. And notice something very important. The tempter keeps saying, "If you are the Son of God, if you are, prove it. Turn stones into bread, jump from the temple, show your power." This was not just a temptation, it was identity pressure. Prove who you are. But Jesus does something powerful. He refuses to perform. He does not turn stones into bread to impress. He does not jump from the temple to attract applause. Why? Because he already knows who he is. His identity was not up for debate. He did not need dramatic proof. His strength was quiet confidence. Real power does not shout, it stands firm. The victory of Jesus was not in a miracle, it was in stability. He did not let pressure define him. And here is the lesson for us. When you know who you are, you don't respond to every challenge. You don't react to every comment. You don't perform for every audience. Identity anchored in truth creates emotional stability. Like a tree with deep roots underground, storms may shake the branches, but the roots hold. So, how do we break free? Let us be practical. The first thing we can do is start the day with identity, not notifications. When you get up every morning, before you check your phone, declare truth. Say something simple. My worth is not measured by applause. I am valuable even when unseen. I act from purpose, not pressure. Anger yourself before the world speaks to you. Second thing, shift the question. Instead of asking, did they like me? Ask, was I honest? Was I aligned with my values? Did I act with integrity? Move from approval to alignment. That shift changes everything. Let us make it clear. You are not a product waiting for rating. You are not a brand competing for attention. You are not a performer on a stage. You are a person with a purpose. If you live for applause, silence will crush you. But if you anchor your identity in truth, you become calm, stable, and free. The world may say, if you are, prove it. But you can answer with quiet strength. I know who I am. When you know who you are, you don't need to prove it. You simply live it. Yes, you have nothing to prove. Friends, if this message spoke to you, subscribe to the Elevated Lens for more reflections on mindset, purpose, and faith. Let us step into freedom together. See you next time, and God bless.